2 official trailer. Let's get into it. 1.7 in 9 hours. That's crazy. People are hyped for it. I am too. Let me make sure it's in 4K. Okay, you can't do 4K. Why? What the, bro? What the, bro? What the? It's 2025. Why are we on 1080p still? Even though this this stream is in 1080p, but it don't matter. my enjoyment. Why is this in 1080? All right.
So I've seen a lot of things.
Oh my God, bro! Look at. Okay, I'm gonna chill. Okay, I'm gonna stop glazing, bro.
Crazy things. Unnatural.
Rat scorpion. Rat roach.
But good
Oh.
people? No.
That girl I met.
I would be a good person too if I grew up in some cozy little impenetrable home. I would have to steal and stab and fib all the goddamn time just to get by.
Okay. We got what's his face from Hannah Montana back in there. He's back.
What exactly is it you plan on doing once we find your daddy?
Gonna bring him to justice.
Okay.
So people know that how they conduct themselves matters. They don't give up hope.
The stuff we fight for, story has it you used to believe in those things too.
That's the NCR. Wait, I'm gonna try not to stop. I'm gonna run this trailer back twice. I'm trying not to stop.
I've kept myself alive for one.
Okay, we in the vault.
reason.
I don't know which one this is. I think this might be the one
Find my family.
where they had them experiments in.
Well then, you're gonna need friends. There's
Who's
a
that?
war coming.
Who's that? That's a super mutant. They gotta be a super mutant. He's spiffy.
I understand we're discussing a civil war. I must not have gotten my invitation.
I just watched Eternals, by the way. Okay. Mr. House, what's up?
Beginning to get along.
Okay, Power Fist. Is that Macaulay Culkin?
Try again.
Got a death claw?
So this is Vegas, huh? I'd ask why my dad ran into a den of monsters, but he'd probably just tell me to shut the fudge up.
Okay. This looks good. This looks actually fantastic. I gotta run that back because I gotta see. I'm gonna try to like not stop it, but I'm gonna stop it so I can like analyze. Try to see if they got a 4K video. Nobody got a 4K video. Damn, man, I'm watching it at 1080p. God. All right, let's run that back, bro. We gotta run it back.
So I've seen a lot of things.
Many a deer have to fall.
Crazy things. Unnatural things.
In the game.
But good
Bro, that's
people?
nasty.
No.
That girl I met.
All in the wonderful game.
I would
Vault
be a good person
33?
too if I grew up in some
Okay,
cozy
we
little
know that.
impenetrable home. I would have to steal and stab and fib all the goddamn time just to get by.
What exactly is it you plan on doing once we find your daddy?
Gonna bring him to justice. So people know that how they conduct themselves matters. They don't give up hope.
Yeah, so you see, I already pointed out in the first time I was watching it through, but this is the NCR right here. So we in the NCR base.
The stuff we fight for, story has it you used to believe in those
And that's the
things.
NCR
I wasteland for 200 years.
person. This got to be that one vote. I forgot what vote it was. This has got to be that one vote where you have those the spores. They had the experiment with the spores and shit. But I can't remember what vault that was, bro. I ain't gonna. It's been a while since I played New Vegas, but I know exactly what vault I'm thinking in my head. I don't feel like searching it up. It's gonna take too much time, but just trust me on this. I know what this is. I think.
Kept myself alive for one reason. To find my family.
Well then, you're gonna need friends.
That gotta be her Superman voice. It gotta
There's
be.
a war coming.
We got a bunch of what's the name? A Pridwin type I forgot what they were called, but got a bunch of those. So Brotherhood about to go crazy in this one. They come with full force.
I understand we're discussing a civil war. I must not have gotten my invitation.
So like, who is he supposed to be? Cause he got the elder kind of clothes, like Elder Maxon, what he wore. I know he can't be no Elder Maxon, but like, do they got like a new head honcho? Like, what does this mean?
Invitation.
We're actually beginning to get along.
Try again.
We saw she was in normal clothes. I wonder what that's about. It's gotta be Freeside, I'm assuming. What casino is that? Damn, all I can see is the R. Fuck, what casino is that?
So this is Vegas, huh?
Gamora? Okay, that's the Gamora. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This is peak fiction. Bro.
I'd ask why my dad ran into a den of monsters, but he'd probably just tell me to shut the fudge up.
December 17th? Yeah. Best believe every single stream that this is out, I'm watching it, bro. Yeah. Yeah, that looks fantastic. Shout out to TK-Mantis, bro. TKs-Mantis. He's a real one.
So Amazon just released another trailer for Fallout Season 2, and I would have to say that the implications are pretty high with this one. So I wanted to go through it a little bit like I did the last one and just talk about a couple of things that I noticed and get your opinion on how you feel this next season of Fallout is going to work out. One of the first things that we see in the trailer is the Kings actually ghoulified.
Okay,
we saw them
yeah.
ghoulified in the last trailer, but it was out in the distance. It wasn't really the focus, but we clearly see here that the Kings are outside of Freeside and they are ghoulified. We then see a rad scorpion eating what I thought looked like a smaller rad scorpion or a bark scorpion, and that's pretty cool too. The animation on the rad scorpion looks great. The rad scorpion itself
It don't even look
fantastic.
CG.
And this altogether is a pretty cool scene. We also see the salesman. Everybody says I look like this guy. The chicken lover.
Damn, that's what
fighting with a rad roach. Also another really cool scene, especially since we're getting to see more and more creatures that the Fallout world has to offer.
I like that.
Thaddeus
Open it
has
up a
been
little
shown,
bit.
and he has some kind
Bro,
of mouth growing out of the side of
Bro,
his
get
chest
off this.
with like ragged teeth and lips and stuff
Get
on
off
it.
this.
And clearly he's mutating. I don't know exactly what he's supposed to be mutating into.
Get off
could
this.
Be some kind of ghoul, could be some kind of super mutant, could be some kind of hybrid. I'm not sure, but I'm absolutely positive it has something to do. It would have something to do with the serum that he had in the first season. And we see a lot more Thaddeus.
All right, bro, I get it.
Looks like
Damn.
he joins the gang for their trip across the wasteland. As the trailer continues, I'm not showcasing every single thing that happened in the trailer, just things that I find interesting or may tie into the games a little bit more than the rest. But I'm still not quite sure where Hank is here. A lot of people have speculated
I'm not
that he's
sure
under
either.
Vault 21, the part that Mr. House filled with concrete. I'm not quite sure. It should be in the Mojave area, in the New Vegas area, because that's where we saw him traveling. But I don't remember this area being in the game at all. So that would make sense if it was the concrete-filled area under Vault 21 and Hank was able to get in there. So perhaps that's where he is. It is quite the facility. So very interesting to see what he's up to. Next, we see Cooper as the Ghoul. So this is post-war, traveling through Camp Gulf and even talking to an NCR soldier about his motives and things of that nature. One of these things with these Cooper flashbacks, I'm noticing that the rest of the gang isn't with him, and that's going to tie into more.
Bro, this makes me want to play Fallout
coming up in the trailer. But this could be before the events of New Vegas. It could be before the events of the show. It could be after New Vegas, before the show, that kind of thing. It might not be in the exact same timeline, which will tie into some big reveal that we see later on in the trailer. But it's cool to see Camp Gulf here.
What do you mean by
and
timeline?
I'm very curious to see how it pans out with
Please don't do a
Cooper,
multiverse
because
shit.
one of the coolest parts of the show, in my opinion, is like his redemption arc, and I'm very interested to see how it plays out.
Yeah, he's a fire
Lucy and
character.
Cooper are shown inside of a like dilapidated vault, and I'm very curious on what vault this is going to be. With all
gotta
the
be the one with the
overgrowth, even though
spores.
there's not a whole lot of overgrowth, the fact that there is some,
Yeah,
at all
this one
makes me kind of feel like it might be Vault 22 with all the plant overgrowth and stuff like that. But why would they go there? I'm not quite sure. But it should be a vault in the area of New Vegas in the Mojave Wasteland. So either we're going to see a new vault that we didn't get to see in the game, or revisit one that we have already seen. So that's pretty interesting too. After Cooper talks about wanting to find his family,
Gotta
the
be a
screen
super
goes
mutant.
black and we hear what is clearly a super mutant voice. And as soon as I heard it, I thought, oh, could this be Marcus? And a lot of people online thought it could be as well. It sucks that Michael Dorn isn't brought back to be the voice of Marcus, but at the same time, if this is Marcus, that's incredibly cool. I'm always into seeing reoccurring characters and to see what Marcus would be up to, 15 years or so after the events in New Vegas.
Agreed.
Well then, you're gonna need friends.
Agreed.
There's a war coming.
He mentions that there's a war coming, and we see more stuff with the Brotherhood of Steel and all of their airships coming in, which shows that there's more than just the Pridwin in the air with the Brotherhood. There's a few of them in the air here, which we saw in the last trailer as well.
That's OD.
Now this looks
They got
to be
that powerful.
that same Area 51 location. The bunkers seem to match and stuff like that, so perhaps the Brotherhood has control of Area 51 in the Fallout universe, which would kind of make sense and would be interesting to explore, so I hope they do a little bit. But we see that the Brotherhood is in fact talking about civil war, as we have some kind of, when I remember in the first trailer, I thought that this could have been Arthur Maxson, but it's likely not. Some other commander of the Brotherhood is now wondering where his invitation is for this civil war. We also see that the remaining vault dwellers from the trifecta vault of 31, 32, and 33 are out and about. They've left the vault. Curious to see what happens to them. Blue suits, as I have called them in the past, don't typically do so well in the wasteland, which they're not prepared for it. So who knows how prepared these vault dwellers are going to be, or what their mission even is. So that'll be pretty interesting as well. Why'd they have to leave the vault? And with what I would call the biggest reveal of the trailer, we see a post-war Mr. House. And this is where I wanted to say that Cooper hasn't really been featured with the rest of the gang. So initially I thought, wow, they just canonized the ending of Fallout New Vegas with the Mr. House ending.
This could be before the ending.
They could not have done that as well, in a couple of different ways. Maybe this is during or before the events of New Vegas, and Cooper just happens to be in the area and he's talking to Mr. House, because we don't see the rest of the gang with him. But at the same time, maybe it's post New Vegas and in between New Vegas and the show, and Mr. House is still alive. If Mr. House is still alive and this is, current in the show, that means that the Mr. House ending is likely canon, because that's pretty much the only way to keep him alive like this. Pretty much. We see the fort getting absolutely decimated, absolutely destroyed. Now, at least this area of the fort is getting destroyed, so clearly there's some kind of fight with the Legion, and it's going to blow up in a big way. We also see Macaulay Culkin's character, which confirms that whoever was wearing that Caesar crown before is Macaulay Culkin's character. I don't know if Culkin is the new Caesar. I don't know what's going on with this, because he's stabbing a legionary, so I doubt Caesar would, turn on the Legion. But at the same time, he could be disappointed with this member and making an example out of them, as Caesars do. Anyways,
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. We finally get to confirm that that is Macaulay Culkin, and he's in the Legion at the very least. So let's see what happens with them.
That's fire,
It looks like quite the dust up. We also see the chicken lover running towards Las Vegas, New Vegas,
He's one of my favorite.
This is another really good
bro.
shot of the whole city that we get to see. It is
side note. One thing I love about the show is like how random they make some of the events and characters are. Because Fallout got some random zany characters, even though it can be like taken seriously. Like sometimes you got those random zany characters that you're just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like almost some characters that will belong more in like a game like Borderlands, but like because Fallout knows how to like balance that tone, it fits perfectly in there.
More built up than it is in the game, which I really like. They're able to put much more detail than Obsidian was able to put in back in 2015.
Yeah.
And they can they're using this technology with the show. It's not it doesn't have to run on everybody's computers or consoles, so they're able to build New Vegas out.
Bro, I hope they remaster Fallout New Vegas.
Looks fantastic. Lucky 38 standing
like they're
tall
gonna
in
do
the
3.
middle. I'm very excited
Hopefully.
to see all the places they showcase in the show when it comes to New Vegas. We understand that the Strip is going to be there and things of that nature, but I want to see the outlying areas that they decide to feature. We also get the Deathclaw reveal, which is another big one. It looks fantastic. It looks way bigger than this guy in power armor, and we see that they're fighting in front of the Lucky 38,
which
so
is
this
crazy.
is going on in the Strip. Something that I think may have happened was perhaps a Deathclaw got into the Strip and everybody just kind of bounced out until it got taken care of. But we'll find out, because the Strip does look a little worse for wear, but everything in Fallout kind of looks a little worse for wear. So who knows exactly where they're going with this? We're going to have to find out when the show hits in December. But I'm very curious.
Bro, that's a whole month
on
away.
Exactly what the optics of this Deathclaw is. It looks very imposing. It looks bigger, so maybe it's an alpha male or a mother Deathclaw. Regardless, it's very cool to see. I think they did a good job, and that fight's probably going to be pretty epic. But that's just about it. I'm pretty excited for the next season.
Yeah, I'm
ready.
ready.
The first season of the show. This one's going to be even better because it takes place in one of my favorite areas of the entire universe, in the Mojave Desert around New Vegas. I think it's going to be great. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think are some of the implications that this trailer has given us? What do you think is going to happen in the show? Are you enjoying the show? Let me know down there. And
Bro,
it's
show's
been
perfect.
great
I mean, as a
chatting about
Fallout
this
fan,
with you,
show
and I'm
hits
excited
on all
to
cylinders.
check it out here in December.
So this is Vegas, huh? I'd ask why my dad ran into a den of monsters, but he'd probably just tell me to shut the fudge up.
Yeah, that's he. I'm at his videos in 4K, but the actual video wasn't in 4K. Yeah, I'm ready for that Fallout, bro. Like I said, one of my favorite shows. I don't even be watching shows like that. I've been trying to get better at like catching up with my shows and watching shows, but like I'm more of an anime head if anything. So I've been just watching anime, but like this is one of the few live action shows I actually like keep up with. And yeah, even if you're not a Fallout fan, I think you would fuck with it because I showed my sister and mom that and she fucked with it. So I feel like if you know what I'm saying, if you want a good show, it's a good show to check out. So that's my recommendation. Yeah.